It is July 16. At the very moment when Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, standing in the Moscow Kremlin, bent his neck before Putin to receive the order of St. Andrew, Kyiv rescuers were pulling children killed by a Russian missile from the rubble of a hospital. This was not a coincidence. Putin wanted these two events to occur one right after another. It was important for him to show the world that he is not an outcast, that being a criminal and still being a reliable partner for many countries is entirely possible. One could say that Putin bonded Modi with blood. He orchestrated everything so that these two news stories would follow each other. First, a Russian missile kills Ukrainian children, and when the one who gave the order to launch the missile bestows an order on the prime minister of the country that calls itself the world's largest democracy. The Indian prime minister then muttered something about the necessity of peace, about war not being the answer, but Modi did not discard the foolish dog-collar-like order, nor did he admit that his visit to Moscow was a mistake. Did he not know he was visiting a murderer, a person who has unleashed the bloodiest war in Europe in the last 80 years? That Putin had already killed children in Mariupol, Bucha, and many other cities. He knew everything, saw everything, and accepted everything. He only disliked that Putin decided to strike the children's hospital on the very day the Indian delegation arrived. If it happened a day earlier or later, Modi would have completely ignored the death of Ukrainian children. Perhaps you have not noticed yet, but we are witnessing the normalization of evil. For decades, tyrants of all kinds have hidden their crimes, trying to appear courteous and honest. Since Pol Pot, who sent Khmer youth to kill their own parents with hoes, no one has openly boasted about mass murderers and destruction of entire cities. Putin has become the first after Pol Pot, and many are fine with this. It's not just about Modi. A couple of weeks before him, a whole delegation of world musicians who can, without exaggeration, be called jazz greats, visited Moscow. Richard Bona, Alan Harris, Avishai Cohen, Thafer Youssef, and others. They played at a state-organized jazz festival. The faces of this festival were propagandists who daily talk about how the main task of Russians is to kill Ukrainians. Fees came from the same state budget that pays for the production of bombs and missiles to destroy Ukrainian schools and hospitals. And all these stars knew this very well, but they went anyway, because evil has been normalized, because the democratic world has not fully defined its attitude towards Russia. First, greedy fools like Youssef and Cohen go to bow to Putin, then ultra-right politicians like Modi, and when he will start being accepted in your formerly democratic countries, or will he not? It depends only on you, on your attitude towards evil and your resistance to its normalization. Sorry to remind you, but please, if you like my stories, you can always support me with a couple of bucks. While donating, you are also fighting against evil.